Alrighty, good morning. We won't start for about 6 minutes. Okay. Lots of adjusting today. it's time. Hang on, I just need to copy the link. I've got a text from somebody. I'll be back. Sorry, we're getting a late start because of me. Okay, so you're gonna laugh. I'll start the video here, all that 8 minutes, because I was kind of early this morning and I'm still late getting started. But it pulled up like a picture from 12 years ago on YouTube of me doing yoga. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? So it's going to be loud for probably about 5 minutes. Blair's upstairs making smoothies, which are yummy, right? I hope you've had a great week. We are going back to Wednesdays that I'll record these on. You are welcome to listen anytime, to watch anytime. It's at your convenience. If you're like, I lost the link, go to my YouTube, Debbie Arnell, right? DEBBIE and you'll find it. So we've added some more people that I keep running into that this will benefit them. So as we practice today, I'm also going to kind of go through, and I'll probably do this for the next couple of weeks or anytime I feel like there's somebody new on. So I wanted to show you what we're using in terms of a chair. Make it sturdy. It's better if it doesn't have arms, but arms are okay because sometimes they help you get up and down, right? I'm going to talk, I'm going to come close so that you can see me and hear me, okay? You do not have to have a mat. The floor is fine. If your floor is dirty, vacuum it. I'm so funny, aren't I? Okay, these are blocks. They're foam blocks. I get these from Hugger Mugger. You can buy them at Hugger Mugger if you know me and want them. And you're like close around where I can get them to you. I get them cheaper. They're about $15 a block. Okay, I think if you buy them at Hugger Mugger, they're going to be close to $25. You can get skinnier ones. I prefer the fat ones. They're just a little more stable. Okay. I mentioned this last week. We use, and I buy these in a roll and cut my own because usually when you get them, they're about this long. And I like the extra length, especially for this class. We do stuff with our feet. This gives us just more space and more room. Many yogis don't need a lot of space. They can do things with tight little things, but this class is designed for everybody. Okay. We use racket balls. I get those at Walmart. I get them in bulk. They're like $10 for 12 of them or something like that. Or you can buy them 3 in a canister. They're like $3. Okay. I keep them everywhere. I've got one in my car in a knee-high nylon that I can throw over my shoulder and when I'm driving if I find a place. Okay. I put them underneath my feet. Foot zoning. Yeah, we're doing our own little foot zoning. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you, which I haven't shown you before, but we are going to use today, it's a yoga strap, and it's, as you see, it's not stretchy. Okay, I mentioned these last week. If you don't have one of these two, I want to say, are about $15. Don't quote me on that. But if you have a belt, you need it to be able to get it up and around your legs. So if your belt doesn't do that, because this one, as you can see, has a very long tail. Okay, we use these for all sorts of things in yoga. So you can actually make the loop bigger. I wanted to show you, because I had somebody ask me, I can't get my loop to not slide. So I'm going to take it apart. Okay, you'll see that right here, there are teeth. You want to be on the teeth side. You want to make sure it's straight all the way down. I know I'm doing a how-to on YouTube. Okay, take this. It's going to go in the lower part of the teeth side and come right back out on the teeth side. And then when you pull it, then it grabs, right? I like these better than the metal D-rings because the metal D-rings sometimes slide. I had them slide on me, okay? I keep a loop of about like this pretty much all the time in my strap, and then I just roll them up. Right? So those are the tools that we use most of the time. Sometimes I'll grab pillows, which I love. Most people have pillows around their home. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Okay, let's start it. Go ahead and sit on your chair. Find yourself there. I'm going to share a little quote off my phone. That's why I've got it in my hand. Okay. Breathing deeply. Closing your eyes. Letting the breath wash over you. I've had a lot of people ask me, what's the best yoga book to read? That's really hard because there's a lot of wonderful ones. And I didn't bring it down. Go ahead and sit and breathe. I'm actually going to go grab it. This is one of the best, and I will put a picture of this or the name of this in the show notes kind of at the end. Meditations from the Mat. Oh, it's going to be backwards for you. I'll definitely put that in. I forgot that. So it's very insightful, very easy to read and understand. Some of yoga text requires some effort, but I love that book. It's one of my favorites. You'll notice I have used it a lot, that I've got it spiral bound. Went and had that done because it was falling apart. So as we breathe, I ran up and down the stairs. I'm huffing. Close your eyes, letting that breath come and go. The quote I wanted to share is actually from this book, okay? It's talking about all of August. We've kind of talked about this equanimity term, this term of being at peace amidst the chaos that is so swirling around us right now, and the fear and the worry and just all of those kind of things, okay? It talks in the book about yamas and niyamas, and that may be something you just have zero idea what that means, okay? And that's fine. Yamas, easiest description are restraints, guidelines, principles that will make our life better, okay? That's the yamas. The niyamas are tools or helps to help us keep the yamas, the principles. The third on the path is your asana practice or your poses, kind of what we're doing today. And the fourth is your breath. The last four on this eight-limbed path of Patanjali are all having to do with turning inward, looking at what's going on, paying attention. Oh, yeah, that's an important one, right? Your concentration, how is it? Do you start turning in and then pretty soon your mind's over there, right? Meditation. And then this ultimate connection with a higher power. Now, we all have that occasionally, but what and how and we can create a life where that connection is often, okay? And so this is just the path, and this is what it's talking about. And I thought this was very insightful for today. With the yamas, the guidelines and principles, and the niyamas, the tools to help us keep the guidelines, when they are serving as our rock, our foundation, upon which all our efforts rest, okay, we become willing to be used by love for love's purposes. Now, when I first heard that, I'm like, I don't want to be used by love. But it's because I didn't understand what it was saying. The used by love means, in my opinion, that we are looking for others to love. When we feel that love within ourselves, right? When we're used, when this love is being used, we can share it with the others. We can reach out to others that are hurting. Okay? And that's what love's purpose is, isn't it? It's to reach out and touch others. So, as we practice today, I wanted to share what it says that we do. Okay. Thus motivated, we cannot fail. Okay. Our hearts and minds are then untroubled, and we can apply ourselves in the service of others. So, when out of the Bible, when we are in the service of others, we are at the service of God. So as we practice today, how do we get to a place, right, where we can love, because love's purpose is to love others, to feel connected, to feel joined, united. Right now, I feel our world is fractured, and it's fractured by hate, not love. Just take some deep breaths. Let that breath be slow and long. How about slong? I can tell my mouth is a little crazy today. And then go ahead and blink open your eyes. Curl back and start our cat-cows. So, this class, if you're just joining, we move in our chair, okay? We move forward and back. You may not have the range of motion I do, okay? I do this every day. But I'm telling you that our bodies are meant to move. So start just moving. Okay. I had a dear friend tell me I could do 10 minutes and then I just sat and listened to the rest. Perfect. Okay. All I ask for is 10 minutes a day. Okay. So opening and closing. And then I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see. Okay, so it's just the cat cow. This is the cow pose. Evidently, cows have a sway back, right? And then cat. We know the black cat. We usually, in a yoga class, we'll do this on our knees. Okay, it's to open up the spine. It opens up the hips. It opens up the shoulders. It gets our body moving. Okay, this class is designed to do stuff that we do there, here, stuff that everybody can do. Okay, I have gone into assisted living centers and done this with people who can't get out of bed. Okay, our bodies are meant to move, who love doing it because they love how it makes them feel. Our bodies are energetic beings. Okay, and then go ahead and come back to center. Yeah, or you're not back to center. I'm coming back to center. Go ahead and just shoulders up by the ears and shoulders down. Okay, we're going to go through every part of the body today, up and down. Some of the things you'll be able to do with ease. Some of them you'll kind of go, oh, I can't do that. Up and down. Go ahead and go forward and back and forward and back. Letting those shoulders, that's a little bit of the cat cow, but I'm not using the whole spine, right? I'm just using these shoulders. Watch, it's almost like you're doing a rainbow. Forward, up, back, back, up, forward, forward, up, back, working up into here. Go ahead and ear towards. Now, I often see people do this and pull down, okay? We never pull down, okay? Yoga is not about pulling ourselves into poses. Can be. We can do that in asana, in a class, but that's not what it's about. The purpose of yoga is to move our body, to get it ready for the energetic vibrations that run through it, right? To get it ready so that we can sit in meditation and connect with that higher power. Okay. Go ahead and come back up and over to the other side. And up and over to the other side. And up and over. See ya. Chin to your chest. Chin up to the sky. Chin to the chest. Chin up to the sky. And then I want you to feel as if you've got this ball. You don't have to do it. This is a Jewel and Tara lock. It's a lock of the energy. It's going to feel like you're up and over. You can try it with the ball, but you don't need the ball. Okay? So it's like you're creating this up and over and down. And it actually, you'll notice that it's like you can't really breathe. You can breathe up here, but down in here, it's not, you're just not feeling the same. You're locking some of that energy down. Okay. So there's things we do with our body. Go ahead and side to side again. And now go ahead and look over the shoulder and the other side. Don't strain it. Maybe you can only get part way. Perfect. Just move with your breath side to side. Inhale one way, and it isn't quick, 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 right? It's inhale, slowly exhale, and inhale, slowly exhale, and keep going. Okay. I wanted to mention these blocks. Okay. One of the things we do in yoga is we actually learn to block the energy as well as opening it up. Craziness. At the end of class, we're going to do a little bit of what we call kumbhaka, which is a breath retention. It's holding the breath. We often hold the breath and we don't even know we're holding the breath. And come back to center and just pause. Hold still. Take some deep breaths and just notice, how does the neck feel? Go ahead and again, take it up as if you're coming up and over a ball. Bring the chin to the chest. Hold it there. Bring your shoulders up. You'll feel like you can get a little closer to the chest. Pull the shoulders down and you'll feel a stretch clear down between the shoulder blades. So now go up and down and up and down up and down. Yeah, notice that. And then feel if someone's pulling on your ears. You're going to lift your chin just to look straight back forward. Feel the tug on your ears pulling you back. Okay, let your whole body kind of go, not just your head. And then you'll find yourself, you'll think you're in a back bend, but look, I'm just really straight up and down. We tend to be here. We do a lot of our work here. It's one of the reasons we feel so much tension here. Yeah. So we're going to do a couple exercises on our backs. If getting on your back is difficult to do, I'll show you some ways that you can do it on the wall. Okay? Because guess what? The wall can become our floor if getting down on the floor is too difficult. Balls, grab, bring it underneath your feet. Find those tender places. That's the first thing I look for. I kind of go through, I find the tender places. Yeah. Oh, I've got a few today. Okay. So that's the first thing. And you're just going to work all over it. And I would, if we don't do enough of that here, because we're only here an hour, if we just do a little bit of it and you're like, remember to go back. Sometimes it's like the next day and I'm like, ooh, I was going to go back and do that. And I've forgotten. My best tool is my phone. And I just talk a reminder, right? Say, remind me tonight before I go to bed or before 8:00 to sit down and roll out my feet. They've carried you through this whole day. Find the places that are a little tight, okay? They often correspond with what's going on in the body. Not they often, they do correspond with what's going on in the body. So when you have a foot zone, I would highly recommend one. If you want to reach out to me, there's a gal at Purify. Cherie Snyder is her name. Shout out to Cherie. She's amazing. Okay. But the toes, the tips of the toes have to do with your cranial nerves. And my eyes have been fabulous. I don't need reading glasses, but I've noticed that my vision far away has changed in the last little bit. And she gets in there and she's pushing and she goes, oh, your vision. Because of the 12 cranial nerves, I think it's 8 of them have to do with vision. Okay, so that's the first, is just finding those places. Okay, and then I want you to roll across the bottom. One of the things we kind of do in class is we try to see if we can take, and who can, and I can, I got short toes, pick up the ball. So see if you can get the big toe to go on one side and the pinky on the other. That's spreading the toes. It's a great exercise. The others are just up here, and if all you can do is here, if you happen to be able to grip, I can't even lift it off because my toes don't. But there's some that can. Okay, and then I'm going to go sideways across the foot, side to side. That's called shearing. Okay, it's going, the muscles run this way, it's going this way. It's like a little violin playing that foot. Okay, I also will take and put the ball of the foot down and do the shearing on my heel. Now, our heels usually are kind of calloused and tough, and we don't feel a ton through the heels, but it's very valuable to do that as well. Now, you can take this ball, and if you can't bend down like this, if that's difficult, bring your foot a little higher. You can totally do the same thing. You might lose the ball a few times, but you can do all of this work up here. Okay. The other thing you can do is a stool or a chair. You can also take and do the tops of the toes, which I would consider doing. I don't do it all the time, I'll be honest with you, but that's part of our feet, right? And then I get in here and I do the ankle. This is often the fascia that runs up through the hip is a fascia train right through here. So there are energy meridians that run this way through the body, okay? We are releasing some of those blockages. Pretty amazing work. And then just pause and make sure in your pause that you really do close your eyes. Notice the foot you've done. There is a tingle, there is a vibration. Even if you've got some neuropathy, there's a different energy in that foot that you can feel, maybe is the wrong word to use, but you can sense. Okay. And then switch and do the other foot. So I don't know if I've mentioned this on the recordings, but there's a man named Matthew Sanford. He's written a book. I read it years ago. I've also studied with him. He teaches yoga for para and quadriplegics. He is a paraplegic himself. Okay. It's a fabulous, amazing. They call it adaptive yoga, which is what we're doing. We're adapting yoga to what we can do in our bodies. Okay. One of the things that he shares in person. He shares it in his book too, I believe. Don't quote me on that one because I can't. It's probably been 20 years since I've read the book. Maybe not, maybe just 17. Anyway, he shares about his first experience with yoga. So as a paraplegic, right, he has the use of the upper body. And he has been taught since he was 13 and when he was in his accident that this part of the body, we just aren't going to do anything with it because you can't feel it. It's just not there. But it is still there, and it is lifting it up and in and out, to get into the car or to do all sorts of things. And he said his first yoga class, he sat down and they put him in a cross-legged pose, which he can do, right? Lotus pose, getting one leg up and then the other up, or just sitting, and they propped him up because he can't sit by himself. The core muscles don't work, but they propped him up with his legs wide. And all of a sudden he felt down past where he'd felt before. He said, I can't even describe what the energy was, but there was an energy that went all the way down. And I knew then that I still have this spine. This part just isn't. Now, he did not get back the use of his legs. Okay, I'm not saying my kids tell me yoga. I think yoga cures everything. I do. But it's not going to give him his leg use back. But he talks about that feeling and that energy and the hope that he is still a person came flooding through him as he felt that energy. And so now he teaches people that are like him and others that want to learn about that. Go ahead and roll that foot across the top. Put the heel down and shear it. Put the ball of the foot down and shear the heel. And then, since we did the other foot, let's bring it up and do the toes. Maybe the arch. Up and around the ankle. Beautifully done. Now, I want you to just kind of pay attention to that foot. But as you do so, put your hands on your thighs and notice your hands. When you've rolled the top of the foot, the palms of your hands have also bent. So if you've got some arthritis in your hands on your lap, your hands on the counter would be another very beneficial thing to just roll through. Okay, find the energy. Get up into. I've got a little piece up here of bone that's in a fall that kind of disconnected. And every so often it's just like, ooh, that's really sore right there. Okay. Do both hands. Both all the fingers. And then breathe. Notice that I would come back to the breath over and over. I hope you breathe throughout the work. Go ahead and grab your stretchy strap. Now, last week I had the loop, okay? These are my favorites. But the loops work if you've already got them. The problem with the loop is they're about this big and your stretch is not, okay? So, kind of just grab hold, okay? We don't grip. So notice I may be here, but I'm not tight. Go ahead and do tight and then release, okay? And then I am going to pull wide and hold, and then we're just going to do some little up and down. Notice that my hands are below my shoulders the whole time, okay? It's not this. I'm not moving up and down. I'm trying to just move up and down. What I'd like you to feel is on your back. Turn around, okay? On your back, this movement, I'm hoping, I wore white so that I hope you can see it. This movement, if I go up here, then the shoulder is doing this. Okay, what I want to do is just down and hold it so that the shoulder isn't doing the movement. But what you do feel is right underneath that shoulder blade, okay, right underneath here. Those muscles don't get worked, okay? We have this beautiful diamond-shaped trapezius muscle up into the neck, to the shoulders, and then down, okay? This part and this part gets worked really well. This part, so that's what we're doing, just so you know. Out you go, okay? Hold the shoulders back. Try to reach your head back as well, and then just move those arms up and down. You might feel this on the front part of the deltoid, the shoulder muscle, okay? Breathe deep, close your eyes for just a moment and just recognize that, and then release and feel that heat and that same tingle that we found on our. So that's really the purpose, okay? Hold one arm straight. You're just going to pull back and forward, back and forward. Now, I'm not holding it up here. I'm again pulling the shoulder down. Palm would face down if I had it straight down, right? I'm pulling back and forward and back and forward. You're going to feel it on the arm again because we just worked the arm. And then we, other side, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Here we go. First side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and last side. 1, 2. Made it sound like we have about 5 sides. 4 and 5, and release. Roll through those shoulders. Beautifully. Okay, we're going to take it behind us. The reason I like these better than the loops is they're bigger. Okay, so I'll turn around to the side so that you can see this. I should just work on a stool instead of a chair. But I want you to be able to see you don't need a stool. Okay, so I'm back here. My elbows are bent, always. So if you're here and you don't bend your elbows, you tend to go like this. You get more flexibility with the shoulder back. We want to work pretty much all the time with our shoulders on our backs. We want this range of motion, but we do this fine, okay? What this is over contracting the chest muscle and not contracting the back enough. So pull, elbows bent, okay? And you're just a little bit. I'm not out to the side very much, okay? And then you're just going to lift and back, lift. Notice I'm hardly moving. There's a little stretch in the strap. I'm hardly moving my thing. Your head's going to want to do this. Keep it up. Keep it back. 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 Beautifully done. Body straight. I'm always up on my toes. Do you notice that? You can push down in your heels if you want. 2 more. Oh, there's a bird. And release. and roll through those shoulders, okay? Maybe you could only do 2 or 3. Fabulous, okay? There's all sorts of things you can do with these, okay? We often will put them underneath our feet. In fact, let's do that and use our biceps. We kind of did the biceps. Well, we did the shoulders. We didn't really do biceps. Okay, and you just pull and release and pull. Notice the elbows are going back, not out to the side. Out to the side is an exercise, but that's up into the shoulders. Okay, and they're not hugging the waistline. Okay, we're training our body where we want it to go. Okay, this one is usually a pretty easy one because our biceps are usually a lot stronger than our shoulders. We use them more. Okay, and then switch to the other side and pull back and back and back. So this is totally doable, yes. Again, these straps you can buy. I charge $5 for them. And it's a 6 foot length, and I buy them in bulk. Okay. So pause and just feel the tingle, the heat in the upper body. Beautifully done. Okay, let's get into our hips. Up on a block. Now, some of you may not be able to do that. Okay, you're just going to go back and forth. We're just creating space in the hip, opening it and closing it, opening it and closing it. This leg, we're keeping as still as we can. It's not here. Okay, we want to specifically move just one leg at a time. Open it and close it. Open it and close it. Open it and close it. Some of you can do this. Some will stay here. Okay, if you can, pick up your foot and bring it across. Your knee may be clear up in the air. You're not pushing it down, but I'd like you to just kind of feel a little bit of a hip circle. Okay, this leg will move, your supporting leg. If you can just move one. Go ahead and go the other direction. But you can totally move both. If you can cross over and stay here. If your knees won't allow you here, then you're here and you're just letting the foot go out to the side. Okay, so it's the same range of motion. You can actually move this one in. You can even bring them higher so that you're here. So I'll show you here first, and then I'll go and do this so that those of you that can't do this understand how to go. Inhale up. You're taking a lean and back up, and a lean and back up, and a lean and back up. Notice I'm not rounding. I'm going as flat back as I can. Let me turn to the side so that you can see it's not here. I'm really trying to hinge here. It's an anterior tilt of this pelvic girdle. Okay, it gets into the hip. So maybe you can only move like this. Perfect. More important than how far you go forward is how upright you can keep your spine. Okay, so those of you here, come to the edge of your chair, right? Let the leg go out, come forward and back. Some of you that can't move very far here, you might want to try this. I know. We're like, but no, I want my leg crossed because that means I'm a real good yogi. Yeah. A real good yogi is listening to their body and going, maybe I can go farther here. This is one of the motions we lose very quickly. Okay, our backs get stiff and tight because we can't do this action. Okay, change legs. Go out to the side first. I guess I could use the other block because I've got 2 of them here. Go wide first, right? And do the circles, okay? And just out and back. Okay, this leg here is staying. If you need to put both hands on that leg to make sure you're just creating motion in that hip. That's all we're doing. Forward and back, forward and back. Okay, go ahead and bring that block in a little. Some of you can come here for the circles, right? We do the circles first. Some of you need to be here. Some of you need to be higher. Go ahead and get those circles. Okay, really try to wiggle through. And this foot, as you wiggle, is okay to go when you wiggle. Okay, and then find this one for some of you, that same lean. It is not a round. From here, lean and back up, and lean and back up, and lean and back up, and lean and back up, lean, yep, and lean. Beautifully done. And release. At the end of everything, notice that I'm having you pause. What do you feel through the hip area right now? I hope some warm tingles. Beautifully done. Okay, do one at a time on these. And I've shown you these before, but basically I've got my ball of the foot on the block and I'm bringing the heel towards the floor, okay? You may lean on this one, but notice my lean. It isn't here, okay? It really is reaching the chest forward, shoulders try to go back, so does head. I'm putting some weight. I can put weight on my arm, on my leg to help that heel. And then I'm going to come up and down. So I'm not moving my body. My heel is coming up and down and up and down. Up. Create some circle up here. Go both directions. Go down, lean, beautifully done, and come up. Second side. Ball of the foot on the block, pushing down. You go ahead and you can lean. I bring my forearms to my thighs and my chest, and I'm pushing the heel down. And then I'm going to come up and push it down. Inhale here. Yeah, we still breathe and exhale. When we feel sensation, we often, you'll notice that my knee is right above my ankle, okay? You don't want to be close here. That is too straining on the knee socket, the knee joint. It's not really a socket, it's a joint. Down and up and down and up, and then go ahead and roll through the ankle both directions. And down and back up. Yeah, nicely done. So now we're going to kind of combine some things to do what kind of a sun salutation in a chair. Again, I'm on the very edge of my chair. Inhale the arms up. Now, if you can't get your arms all the way up, here is fine, and even here is fine. Come to where you can. Maybe you're like lopsided, okay? Because you have just one shoulder that's bugging. You choose, right? Inhale, just up. Shoulders aren't here. Shoulders are here. Practice that a few times. Maybe you have to bend the elbows to get the shoulders to come down. It's more important to have the shoulders down. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge. It's the same thing. It looks like this. Flat back, right? Or natural spine, not here. This is all just working up here. We're getting down into the hips. So inhale, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the thighs. Inhale again and curl it back. Tuck your chin. There's that cat pose, but we're making it as tight as we can. Bring the head as close as you can. You'll feel up through the sides of the back of the head, the sides of the temple, and then come all the way back up and you'll feel it release. Right, there's the inhale. Try it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Hands down. Inhale again. Exhale, curl it back. Tight as you can. Chin to your chest. And inhale, uncurl all the way up. 3 more. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Inhale. Exhale, curl back. Notice that we inhale and we kind of lengthen. We do move when we inhale sometimes, often. But a lot of the curling and the compressing or folding forward are done on the exhale. Inhale, unwind. Yeah, we held that a little longer. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And all the way up. Now, we can do it a little faster, which is, I started to do that last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Yeah. So we didn't take as many breaths. It's okay to take as many breaths as you need. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Notice what I did. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautifully done. Let's add some twists. Okay. So when we twist, I'd like you to grab a block. If you don't have one, you don't have to have one. They're very beneficial to squeeze because what happens often, we reach for a twist and we go like this, and there go the legs, and then we're not getting the same twist. Okay. So we want to hold the block so that when I twist, I'm holding my legs still because I'm squeezing them. Okay. Shoulder up and on the back, elbow is bent. So kind of the same principles, right? This shoulder is on the back. I'm holding here. Go ahead and push your legs a little bit into your hand. Lengthen up. So the inhale takes you lengthen. Exhale, go ahead and round it. You'll feel a nice stretch on this side. Inhale up and exhale round. Inhale up and exhale round. One more. Inhale up and exhale round. Now, inhale up, release your hands. See if you can hold it there. That's requiring muscle, right? And around to the other side. And pause. Notice what you've done. Well done. Go ahead and inhale up. Hands here. Shoulder up and around. Elbow bent. This shoulder's back too. Squeeze the legs. Push this thigh into hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just from the belly. Can you twist a little more? Inhale and exhale. Now let's do our spine manipulation. Inhale up. Exhale round. Ooh, feel that all the way into the shoulder blade, all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Beautifully done. Exhale round. One more. Inhale up. Hold it. Notice that I release, but I don't come out. I'm not slingshotting. I'm making those muscles hold the twist, and then I unwind. Okay. We lose a lot of the ability. We can do stuff, but we can't just hold it in place. And so that's one of the reasons we do that. Beautifully done. Pause, close your eyes, take some breaths, notice your body. Okay. So I don't know about you, but I can feel like my low back saying, you haven't done me, and the backs of my legs. Okay. So before we do the backs of our legs and work our hamstrings, we want to work our quadriceps. Okay. So just lift the foot off the floor, straighten it, and bring it back in, and straighten it and bring it back in, and straighten it and bring it back in. You'll start to feel it, and straighten it and bring it back in. It gets firmer, and straighten and bring it back in. You're also working your hip flexor here too, but we have to kind of do that when we're seated in a chair. Back out and in. We're going to try 5 more. If you're dying, you're coming down and then coming back when you're ready. Notice I'm just opening and closing. I'm not swinging out and swinging back. I'm purposely moving it out. Here's my last one. Number 10. And down and release. And you'll feel that warmth. And just wiggle side to side. Second side. Lift it up, just out and back in, and out and back in. Notice I'm not bringing the foot clear back. That's more of a swing. I'm pressing it out. I'm pressing it out. Now, we can drag it back, but that's harder to do right here. Press it out and back. Press it out and back. Can we do just 3 more? Back and out. Beautifully done. Feel the leg. It's working. 1 more, just for good measure in case we are off count. And bring it back. Beautifully done. Wiggle through the legs. Okay. So we're really trying to get every aspect of our body, okay? We haven't done some side bends. So side bends are a little tough in a chair. If you've got this or a chair with armrests, fabulous. It's much easier to do here. The problem is what we tend to do is rest and move instead of push higher. So did you see the difference in my body here? It's just going to the side. Yeah, it works that. But watch this. Go up with the body and then to the side. Okay. So I put my hand right here on the bottom, the edge of the chair, right? Okay. And scoot a little bit over that way so that you really can get there. Okay. You can lift an arm. If the arm isn't a part of it, you can totally just here. You can hold it here. You can just keep it on your lap. Okay. I love the reach. Okay. So we're going to go over, lift it up just straight and back over. Now, this shoulder is up and around the back. The elbow is slightly bent. Up and over. Come. Find yourself going up to go over and back to come. Yeah. You don't have to do the compression up, but I wanted to show you that there is a lift and maybe a little higher and back over. Our spine loves that. We're going to get there in just a minute. 1 more and back up and over and then come back. Yeah. Shift a little over to the other side where your hand can be there. Here we go. Inhale, up and over. This shoulder back, right? Inhale, up and over. And come back and down. Inhale, up and over. And come back and down. Inhale, up and over. And come back and down. Inhale, up and over and back. 1 last one. Inhale, up. Hold the stretch. Breathe a little longer. Yeah. And then come back. Beautifully done. Go ahead and stand. And my head will go off the way I've got it positioned. So I'll come clear back here. Okay. You want to stand all the way up. Let's see if I can do that. You don't need to see where that mat goes now. Okay. There you go. You're going to walk in, and you're just going to walk back and find your down dog, okay? Bend your knees. Don't let the spine be here. If you need to, go look in a bathroom mirror. Hold onto the countertop, pull back, and then look and see. Do I round in my spine? If my spine is like this, I'm not going to get any kind of stretch in my legs, okay? So holding on to there, just lengthen, let the head come by the arms. The ears. Breathe. Inhale. Walk it up. You are welcome to hold on to the chair the entire time. Reach it. Inhale. Walk it in. Exhale. Reach it back out. Inhale. Walk it in. Exhale. Reach it back out. Inhale, walk it in. We're going to do 10 of these. This is 4. Exhale, take it back. Oh, find that. Feel how fabulous that feels on your body. You're creating length. You're releasing back. You're stretching hamstrings. There's so much good. You're stretching the calf. Okay. Beautifully done. That's 7. Inhale here. Come back in. Here's 9. One last one. Hold for a couple breaths. Bend your knees. See if you can reach your rear end back a little farther. And walk it back up. Beautifully done. Okay, so we're going to work hamstring. I've been fiddling with this. Okay, with your hands on, bring your hand. If your chair doesn't have one of these, you need to find, maybe you just find a block. The problem with the block is that it'll move as you pull, because we're going to work the back of the leg. Okay, I'd like you to walk in so that you can get your heel on the back of the chair. If you don't have one of these, a block will work. Okay, but you can't move the block. So I'll show you here and then I'll show you with the block. Make sure that this back foot isn't like you're on a tightrope, right? So it's not right here. I'm kind of wide. So this foot's here and this foot's here so that it's like my hips are square. Okay, pick up, push into that, bend both knees, and you're just going to try and push with your heel, pulling backwards. You'll feel it back here. Okay, so you can do this and you can do it with the chair and a block. If you don't have the rim or the rung on your chair, you can push here and pull back, but you're going to see that the block actually, if I pull back, that block's going to lift. But totally doable that way. Okay, you're pulling on the back of that thigh and then release. Come back in and pull on the back of the thigh and release. Watch my sit bones. My rear end curls up. Okay, I'm not pulling back like this. That's a pull back with the back. I want to use my leg. I want to push into my heel and try to pull it back. Okay, that's 3. We're going to do 2 more. Pull that back. Okay, pull that back. So you can do it either way. Okay, the rim of the chair is going to be a little higher than the block, but you get the same work. Okay, so switch legs. Okay, plant the heel. It's like you're pushing into that heel, but now you're going to try to pull back and try to pull back. And I'm bending the knee so that I can feel this engaged and working. Okay, and pulling it back and pulling it back. You got one more. And pulling it back. Beautifully done. And then come on up. Fabulous work today. So if you can get on the floor, okay, you are on the floor. I should just set this up this way to begin with, because I always move it so that you guys can see. Okay. Problem is with my chair in my room. Well, you can see the whole thing. Beautifully done. I know we're running a little over time, but that's okay. So come all the way onto your back. Okay, I'm going to show you both directions. I'll show you here and I'll show you head on. Windshield wipers, come down. Now, I just came down, not probably in a way you could. So, kneel holding onto the chair, one hand down, come to one hip, right, and then come down. If you need to, come all the way onto your side, and then roll onto your backs. Okay. I know that being on your backs is something that you probably don't do a lot of, at least when you're not in bed, but you need to. It needs to happen. Okay. Feet just hip distance apart, arms out to the side, and you're just windshield wipers. So you're just going side to side. The inhale is here. Yep, we're still breathing. And the exhale is here. Inhale and exhale. Notice we're not inhaling and exhaling this way. I have a lot of people that when they start, that's how they want to move. Inhale and exhale. We're paying attention to the breath and just moving with that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and take your feet a little wider and keep going. This time you're going to find that there's a little stretch here. Don't pull this knee to the floor, okay? It's not this. That's really hard on the knee. Your weight is on this outside edge of the foot. So it's there. Inhale, exhale. What I do with my hips is I reach the shin that way, the knee. And here I reach it that way. Yeah, so I'm pushing into my foot and finding a stretch. This is fabulous for the hips. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Yeah, stretching waistline a little bit maybe. I would do this a couple times a day. Put a reminder on your phone before you eat lunch. Do windshield wipers. You'll be amazed at what happens in the body. Okay. And then go ahead. I was going to show you this direction too. Okay, it's just to this. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Yeah, pretty easy. And then you can work your way into your Shavasana. Okay, if you cannot get down on the ground, you can do all of this in your chair. And I didn't have these handy, so hang on, I'm going to show you how to get up. Okay, you're going to roll to the side, closest to your chair. You're going to use your hands and your arms. Look, my head's just kind of hanging. And then I'm going to come to my knees, and I'll grab my chair, and I'll step on up. Okay, that may not be an easy feat for you, okay, but I suggest you do it. If you don't do it, you're not going to be able to do it, okay? So, we've got pillows. The other thing I have is a blanket that's disappeared. It's a good thing I have more blankets down here, okay? So, I'm going to roll these up and show them. Some of you are like, Debbie, we know how to do it. Good. Roll it up and just get into position. Okay. You want to fold the blanket so there's not creases or binds or anything to bind you. Okay. About this size. And then you're going to roll part of this up. Now, some of you will need a bigger roll than others. The back of the head's going to be here. The neck's going to be here. The shoulders will be here. So place it on your mat. Okay. You'll notice I grabbed pillows. You can put them a couple different places. But you're going to put that right underneath your neck. It supports that cervical curve. That's what we want. This supports the knees. And when we put a support under both knees, get it so it's comfortable, you'll feel your low back relax because you've curved, you've created a lift in the thighs that will lengthen the back. And then just breathe and let it go. Now, some of you, I'm going to again turn to the side and come on up. Use your hands, not your head and neck. We tend to strain with all this coming up. Okay? And come to your knees. So those of you that are doing this and can't do that from the floor, let me show you what you can do. That's why I brought more pillows. Okay, you can do big pillows. You can do a bolster if you've got a bolster. Okay, you're going to take 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4. And if you have these handy ahead of time, you'll know. You'll notice I've got real floppy pillows, okay? Your Shavasana, you can totally do your windshield wipers here, right? It's not quite the same, but it's okay. Or you can take them and just go side to side. You'll get a stretch in your hips. Okay. For Shavasana, it's here. Now, my face will go right into the pillow. So I'm lifting my head so you can see it. May I suggest that you either hands here so that your head, so that you can continue to breathe. Okay. letting the spine, close your eyes, the body be supported, whether you're on your back and it's gravity, or whether you're in a chair and it's pillows and gravity. We've worked pretty much our fingers, our toes, our necks, our shoulders, our waistlines, our backs, our hips, our legs, our feet, our ankles. Before you kind of go into total relaxation, you're like, you may already be there, that's okay. Take some deep breaths and recognize the tingle, the vibration, the energy that's pulsing through your body, the love you have for this body. That might be something you haven't. When we're used by love for love's purposes, we were given this body as a gift. It is a beautiful body. It's gotten through your life, and you've done many, many wonderful good things. We tend to focus on what's negative, what's not working. So much is working well right now. And you've spent an hour moving it, loving on it. I remember hearing that phrase for the first time a few years ago. Just love on people. And I'm like, I've not really heard that phrase that way. But I love the idea of loving on your body. For me, that means I'll go upstairs and my husband's made a smoothie, and I'll have a smoothie that has a lot of veggies, some fruits, some protein. I make my own kefir, and that's the base of it. And it is a marvelous thing that my body now craves. If I'm out of town and I can't get quite the same amount, I notice a big difference in my body. To me, that's loving on and then sharing that love with others. If you are hurting so badly, or you are isolated, or you are stuck, where you can't move, how do you love on people? You can still reach out via phone, email, text. But what if we move just a little bit more and could do a whole lot more? Deepen your breath, letting that, the body reawaken, the awareness kind of coming back in. You might feel, I always kind of have this little itch sometimes on my face, on my ear. Scratch it. And then slowly, if you're on your back, you'll start wiggling and stretching. If you're on your front, go ahead. And if you're on your chair, you can just sit up, move the pillows, come back to your seat. Okay. If you're on the floor and you can sit on the floor, Stay there. It's fabulous. If sitting on the floor really hurts, don't stay there. Okay? Work your way back up onto your hands and your knees, and from your hands and your knees back to your chair. And then pause and breathe. Letting the breath wash over. We always end class with a namaste, which means the divine, the light, the goodness that there is within me. I recognize it within each of you, and I bow to your willingness to be here, to work your body. Just bow to your goodness, your divinity, your greatness. Bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste.